Hello and welcome to Benson, Alfa Romeo and Fiat, the site of the Greer Community Ministries and Benson Classic Car Show that we're going to have on May 28th, Saturday, the weekend of Memorial Day weekend. And so I want to go over a parking plan. As you can see, there's the building right here. It's got a nice glass front to it and flowers on each side, big planters. And I want to show you, this is about where we're going to have the car set up for the photos. And I've got a little photo test car right here. This silver sedan is our mock test car. And if you look at the big orange cone to the left, that's where the photographer is going to be standing and take a shot of the car and the driver from the sort of three-quarter view from the driver's side. And so that's where the photo is going to take place. But now we got to ask ourselves, how do we stage everybody up? So let's go and pan the camera around here. And these other sedans, starting with the red one, the white one, the gray one, the black one, and another gray one, those are all representations of registered cars that have already registered online. They'll come in along the side here through that gate right at the end. They'll come in and they'll line up. And we can actually run probably 2 rows of cars that are already pre-registered. We'll have to have a sign out there, sort of as you're looking toward the stop sign. We'll have a sign there that says registered cars, and they'll go in this first row right here, or we may be able to come up with 2 rows. As you can see, I've got cones set up, and these SUV sedans, these cars are non-registered cars that are coming into the show. If you look at this third line with the Honda and the Cadillac and the Audi, those cars are also unregistered cars. So we're going to filter all those cars to a turning point right here where this other orange cone is, and they're going to pivot around this cone and come up to the photo stand. So this red car, for instance, is the next car to be photographed. At the time, this car obviously is registered since he's in that line. However, they will be joined by previously unregistered cars at this corner. So we'll have someone here working a stand to be able to take the money and get the card with that particular car and get an identifier. These cars already have identifiers. These do not. So we'll have someone standing here. We'll have someone standing here by the Honda to quickly register these cars, and we'll be able to kind of stack them in here. As you can see, the traffic cones coming in. So we have 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows. We can actually do a 4th row if we wanted to, and if we get an overflow of cars that come in off the street, we'll be able to accommodate them off the road. Now, these cars at an angle, they won't be here at that time. None of these cars will be here, so we'll have some extra room. But let's go and take a look at the back view here. So that white car and the red car, those represent cars that are already registered online, and so they're on the outside track, so to speak. This SUV is not registered, neither is the Maxima. So we'll form those cars up, and we'll be able to go up to that point up there where they'll pivot and turn left, and then they'll get their photo taken. They'll come down through the front of the store, and you can see those other cones are set up in the distance there, and that will be 2 lines. So as you can see, the BMW, the Mercedes, and the Lexus here represent 2 lines of cars coming into the gate. Here's our gate right here. This is the only entrance into the show. So as you can see, we'll be able to not only have a line of cars, we'll be able to have 2 lines of cars coming into the show field. If we get busy, and let's say we have a bunch of registered cars come in and they're waiting to be parked, we've got a little bit of extra room to park them. As a matter of fact, we could actually generate a 3rd row temporarily if we needed to. So we'll be able to maximize the use of the space of this parking lot. So let me summarize all this. Registered cars that are already registered online, we have their cards ready for their dash or windshield, I should say. They would go in the 1st row. And then cars that are unregistered would go in the 2nd row, 3rd row, 4th row, etc. And then we'll come up there to the corner and turn left, and then come get your photo done. Now, here's the interesting thing about this concept. By the time they come to that corner pivot right there, all of these cars will have placards on them. All of them will be in effect registered. So whether it was done online or whether it's done right here, we'll have to have someone manning a station where the Honda is and also where the SUV is. And so we're probably going to need 2 or 3 people to help facilitate that. The good thing about it is if we need to use internet for, let's say, the server system for taking credit cards, they'll be close enough to the store that it'll work. So we'll be able to get the maximum amount of traffic in here and stack them up as long as we need to. Now, let's say we have somebody coming into the show that needs to get into the gate and go down to where the show is, let's say a food truck. We still have this lane open so they can just quickly go right through and get parked and get situated. So I think it'll work out pretty well. It is possibly the best utilization of this space. And so, but we have to get everybody photographed. So each car will be photographed, and then they'll come down to this double lane right here, and there'll be somebody stationed down there where the big orange cone is to get them on the field and give them a general direction to keep going all the way down to the end. We'll try to park cars down at the end first and then move on up. So that's a look at the facility, and hope this video is helpful to you, and hopefully we'll have a very, very good day, a very good beneficial turnout. So again, cars that are registered go in toward the road, and then these other lanes, as many as we need. We'll work on this little pivot here. I know that's a little bit of a tight turn for some of these big cars, but we'll figure that out. But you get the general idea. Now, it doesn't really matter also whether a pre-registered car or an unregistered car come through here and we shuffle the deck, if you will, because by the time they get to that big orange cone, they're all going to be registered. We'll all have collected their money, and they'll have their placards so they can come up to the line, get their photo taken, and then go on to park there in the larger field. So that's all I have for you right now, and hopefully we'll probably adjust this just a little bit before the show starts. But I think it's a good plan, and I think it'll work really, really well to move as many cars in here quickly as possible. Have a great day, and we'll see you on May 28th, 10 to 3, for the Greer Ministries Meals on Wheels Classic Car Show here at Benson, Alfa Romeo. Take care. Bye-bye.